The Motorola G5G. No, not this Moto G5G, or not even the new Moto G5G, the 64 gigabyte straight talk only model, exclusive to them. Yes, this is a little bit of a weird phone because it's different from the Moto G5G. It's 5G and it's called Moto G, but it's 64 gigabytes and only on straight talk. So this is a little bit weird. Motorola has gotten rid of the Moto G Play lineup, as you can see, of the 2024 Moto G Play, and replaced it with this new Moto G that's 5G, but the 64 gigabyte model. Weird. I don't know why they didn't just keep it Moto G Play, but anyways, this is $40, 6.7-inch display, day of battery, 50 megapixel camera, and 5G. So, to the G Play series, we're finally going to be getting 5G, along with Android 15, which is super sick. And this phone is going to be my Android Auto phone, because I figured out a way to get Android Auto on a phone. So, let's go ahead and crack open into this box here. Super excited, have way more videos planned, guys. Oh god, I just stabbed myself. I have a lot of videos planned because I'm selling a bunch of my phones. And I already sold 3. And with that money that I sell the phones with, I'm going to be buying either better phones or newer phones to replace it. That way we can have more content for you guys. So I'm super excited about that because I just recently created an eBay. And would you look at this box? Oh, there's the cord. Okay, that's weird. So we have a really nice box now. This is nice. This is actually organized. This, and that. Our little NFC tag there. There's our phone. Let's put that to the side. It's pretty lightweight. And our cable, along with some straight talk terms and conditions. This is a lot more organized. I actually love that. Anyways, I'm going to take this cord out, put that to the side here, and let's look at this phone. Okay, so first off, it looks the same on this side. Oh, boy! Holy crap! I know I say this in all my videos, but that looks premium. That looks way better than this Moto G Play. We're having 3 cameras now, even though 2 of them don't do much at all. But we get this nice color, this nice baby blue color with the pleather finish. And wow, that's just amazing. So you get our fingerprint, volume, our mic, headphone jack, USB-C, speakers. All right, let's go ahead and turn this on. This looks a lot better, and it says Hello Moto. Interesting. Also, Straight Talk phones now say Verizon. So Straight Talk's actually like doing some stuff here to improve the quality. Because obviously you may know Straight Talk's run by Verizon, so why not call it Verizon? That's a cool setup screen. Hit start on here. Okay. Let's hit skip. And I'm going to connect to my Wi-Fi network. And it's a Motorola vibration motor, you can definitely tell, but it's pretty tight for a $40 phone once again. And these bezels, man, they are thick as hell. And this screen, you can see there's shadowing. It's not that great of a screen, honestly, but you get what you pay for $40. Now, if I'm comparing this to Mr. A15 5G for $40, go ahead and pick up the A15. It's way more worth it. But this is going to be a good option if you like Motorola's devices and want the new styling. I'm not going to order a case for this because there's really no point. I said that with the last one, but I'm really not this time. I've been using the A15 without a case, and I'm probably going to crack it. But, yeah, I might eventually down the road, but yeah. Anyways, looking for updates. Of course, I forgot to put this in. Boom. Damn it. Alright, just did a quick thumbnail there. Let's take this here. Still looking for updates. Alright, cool. So we're going to have to figure out, guys, what kind of processor this phone has. We know it's 64 gigabytes, but we don't know what processor. We don't know how much RAM. Because literally no one made videos on this phone. I'm going to be completely honest. I found 1 or 2 videos about this phone that just showed off the phone for like 2 or 3 minutes and didn't show off any of the information. So, honestly, this phone is super uncommon, guys. And if you guys want it, it is, I believe, Straight Talk only. That's the only place I could see it. It could have expanded by now, but for now, I believe it's Straight Talk only. So, leave in the comments below if you guys have this phone or if it's on a different carrier that I might not know of. Or if Motorola is just straight up selling this phone on their website, which I highly doubt. But, yeah, just let me know. Alright, so we're finally checking info here. All I had to do was go back, hit it again, and then we're in. So I'm going to sign in with my Google account. Okay, and I'm just going to agree to these terms and conditions. And now it's getting my account info. Okay, now it's time to set up a PIN. Does this phone have a fingerprint? So it looks like it might have a fingerprint. So I'm going to set up my PIN here. Let me type in my code. There we go. So unlock with fingerprint. We are going to set that up. And let's go ahead and we found the sensor. And now, so a little cool animation here that we just got here on Android 15. We probably have a lot more software tweaks with Android 15. I know my Motorola Edge, which I paid $250 for, still hasn't got Android 15. It kind of disappoints me. I'm kind of willing to sell that one because I kind of hate it. Expensive Motorola's, if they would just get on the ball with their software updates and just expand it, it'd be so much better. But there we go. So now we are enrolled. And let me add one more fingerprint real quickly. And I am liking this new animation. It's kind of cool. You can see how much of your finger is pretty much done there. But so I'm going to be gripping it like this. I'm moving it, by the way. So I don't know what it's yelling at me at. Okay. And we're done. And we're not going to copy our apps and data. And I kind of had a feeling that was going to pop up. And we are not going to back up any photos or anything. And just a few moments getting your phone ready. It's probably going to be some Motorola crap or some Straight Talk crap. What is this? Oh, changes and verification. Yeah, exactly what I thought. Motorola crap just came on. And Straight Talk crap. And no glance, please. Glance sucks. Get it out of here. And we're going to do button gestures. Now, that's kind of cool. You can change the button order. But for today, we're going to do gestures. And there we go. Let's just bring me to my home screen, Motorola. Boom. There's our home screen. So it looks just like Android 14 so far. That looks exactly like Android 14. And the settings look exactly like Android 14. So it's basically Android 14. The volume's a little bit different, new and improved. This is a little bit different here. Let me go into home settings here so you can kind of change some of that. You could change your icon size. Let me do normal there. And we can change our font. I'm going to change that to this one here. And there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and go into the Play Store. I'm going to download Geekbench. I'm going to download Device Info. And I'm going to download that app where I can get Android Auto, which I'll show you the app real quick. It's called Head Unit Reloaded. You do have to pay like $5 for it, but then you just literally plug your phone in. Or you could do it wirelessly. Super cool for Android Auto on your phone. Let me just show you once it loads. Again, it's just downloading some things. So there it is right there. Head Unit Reloaded Emulation. Don't trust the reviews. This works great for me. There we go. So we're downloading that now. And I'm just going to go ahead and get some stuff installed. So I did just notice something here. If we go on the refresh rate, we are going to be getting 120 hertz instead of the older Motorola's 90 hertz. So the Moto G Play, this one's stuck on Android 14. And if I go into settings, which it's on 1%, so I better hurry. If I go to settings, damn it, and I go to display, and first up, turn up this brightness, and I go to display refresh rate, you can see it's 90 hertz. So that's pretty cool that we're getting 120 hertz on this guy. Okay, so I finally got device info here, and if we scroll, you can see it has a MediaTek Dimensity 6300 chip compared to our Snapdragon 680 on the Moto G Play 2024. So here's some phones with the processor, the MediaTek Dimensity 6300. It sounded familiar, and there's no way. No, it doesn't have the same processor as the Power, dummy. Smartphones with the MediaTek Dimensity 6300. Okay, here's the processor. I don't know if it shows the phones, but it looks like it's a pretty good processor. 64-bit architecture. Okay, so it's probably not a bad processor. 720p screen and clocked at 120 hertz. With a wide color gamut, that's pretty cool. We're getting 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage. We're getting so that's a 50 megapixel back camera. And that's our only camera. These other two cameras are, this is a depth sensor. This is like not a camera. It's just helping with a little bit of things. And our front camera is a 4 megapixel. So I'm sure this camera isn't good. Or this could be a macro. Yeah, so it's a macro shooter. Let's update our camera. So we do have a macro and a depth sensor. So macro looks to be pretty good. Let's test out that picture. Camera app looks to be improved a little bit also. This is fast so far. I bet this chip's really good. And the overall total look of this photo is actually pretty good. Let's go in the video here. I'm sure this is full HD at 30 FPS. You can change this to high. And yeah, I'm just sure we're going to be doing 30 FPS here. But now let's try it with this high picture quality. So this must be using our full 50 megapixels. And look at that. It's actually pretty detailed. Not a bad camera. We also get tilt shift, dual capture, slow motion, night vision, portrait. So we're getting a pretty good amount of modes for a cheap phone. Now, let's hit this edit button. You can kind of edit things. One thing, we're missing a couple things on here, I believe. But dual capture video. So you only get dual capture video. Yeah, so only dual capture video. Blur that out, editor. But we don't get our dual capture regular. And we also get this new thing called tilt shift. Create a charming image with blur effects. So that's kind of cool. You can kind of tilt shift something. Cool. So, anyways, that's kind of cool. Let's see how this works with a head unit. This acting like a head unit. So let me enable these. And I just want to kind of show you how this works once you enable everything. You're going to head back in the head unit reloaded. You're going to take a cable and a phone that you want to plug into said head unit. So let's say I want to plug in my A35 here, which still hasn't got stupid One UI 7. So I can plug this in. And I can plug this in. And then I'm going to hit USB. And you might have to do it another time. Sometimes it doesn't work. I want to be totally honest here. See, it doesn't recognize. Let's go into... Let's try unplugging it and plugging it back in again. Okay, that time it might have worked. There it is. So right there, you hit that. You check this box. You hit OK. Hit it again. Hit it again. Hit OK again. And you just kind of gotta keep repeating this process. There we go. Once it turns black, bam, you're all set. Okay, so it looks like we have encountered an error here. Let's exit out of Android Auto here. And let's try this again. Sometimes it might take a couple tries. And if it comes up with this, that means it's not readable yet. You gotta just keep unplugging it, plugging it back in. Once you get it up for the first time, you should be fine. There we go. Boom. Boom. See if it works this time. There it is. Now you can see it's stretched out a little bit, and I'm going to have to cover that, but it's stretched out a little bit. So, if it's stretched out, go into there. I know this is not a tutorial, but go to graphics. Then you're going to go to our pixel density and change this. So, let me try 120. I forgot what was the sweet spot. There was a sweet spot for this, but let me try this. Okay, that worked first time there. First try. Okay, let me cover that up. Okay, now it's really bad. So it must be the other way around. So I must have to go like 350 maybe. 350 maybe. Try this. Just want to see how good this will work for Android Auto. Okay. Blur that. One thing that's weird, just changing the screen timeout, it's making me use my fingerprint. Weird. One cool feature in Android 15 here, we get, of course, our classic style notifications, and we get this new modern style. So to the left is tier notifications. To the right is this all-new modern control center. That's super cool. So it's like One UI 7. Can you swipe like One UI? Oh, you can. That's cool. So we get that new style. And also, I put it on buttons. I do not like it with buttons. It's too in the middle. It's definitely better with the gesture navigation. And for settings with gesture navigation, we can hide it. We can hide the bar, which is kind of cool. And we can, of course, adjust the sensitivity and swipe for assistant. Another cool feature in Android 15 on the Motorola is you can actually kind of customize your lock screen with widgets and everything, which is kind of cool. Not that much customization or clocks, but you do get some cool widget settings, which is super cool to see on a little budget phone, especially a Motorola. So there's not many widgets, but we get current temperature. You know, you can do your battery life and stuff like that. And then you can, of course, change whatever you want for notifications or whatever, and your stuff down there. So that's kind of cool. And I'm going to add my city. So unfortunately, I couldn't seem to get head unit reloaded working on this phone. I don't know if it's some sort of bug, but let's run a Geekbench test. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. I have it on my Moto G 5G here, 2024 model, and it's working perfectly fine. Now, I don't have the map on just because I don't want to show my location, but you can see it's working perfectly fine on this phone, so I don't know what's going on here. But you could see I could tap on what I want. I could start playing music. It's going to play through the integrated speakers. This is actually perfect to use on this little mount here. I don't want to copyright anyone, but yeah, that's pretty cool. I can unplug it. It can close the app. I can plug it back in. I can, reopen the app. I can set it for a different phone like this. Plug this one in. Setting up a different phone, you gotta make sure it's charging the Android Auto phone, so I gotta just keep unplugging it, plugging it back in. There's no patent for that yet, but there we go. I don't know why this moved. Okay, so now that that's on there, you just hit USB, you hit your phone, always open, boom. And this one's actually going to start showing stuff. But if I get out of there, and I pause the music, and I just show Spotify, look at that. It works perfectly fine. So I don't know what's going on with that one, but this one working pretty good with 225 pixel density, or 230 pixel density, sorry. Works perfect. And I can connect it to my speakers. Wow. This is a really good score. Now, this one died, but let's compare it to even the Moto G 5G from last year. So this is the more expensive model, but from last year, I think we got something close to that score. And I'm already seeing this screen's actually nicer. And would you look at that? It's a lower score than the last year's higher tier model. This phone's great for 40 bucks. This is better than the A15 performance. Now, of course, it's still downloading some things, but this is a great, great phone. Like, it's fast with that processor. So, excuse me. If you guys enjoyed the video, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.